Welcome back to the Half a Day Show. I'm your host, Jay Half a Day, the flyest man on the internet, and this is the lunch break.
Is this camera on me?
I hope so.
Yesterday we talked about pop culture. Today we're going to talk about politics, and I'd be remiss if I didn't take a little bit of time to acknowledge the lives of those 60 people that passed away in the crash literally this morning. That is a tragic incident. And it breaks my heart to hear that it happened. If you're not familiar with the event, a American airline aircraft, small vessel, relative in size, but very massive in terms of the people of lives and lives that were lost, crashed with a Army helicopter, or a rotary wing for those that are real technical, late or early this morning on January 30th. This will be released next week, but last week this happened, and we're still seeing news about this, and it's probably getting politicized at this point. And I just think that is a horrible thing to do. Regular people are politicizing this already, and I want to just say, leave it to the politicians. I don't think it's right in any sense of the way, but the politicization of civilian lives being lost is never a good thing. Either that red or blue, I disagree with that, just from a principle standpoint. But yeah, we're not going to dwell on that point. We got a lot of topics to talk about, because I haven't seen you guys in 3 weeks, and I haven't given you guys my political takes since then. So we'll go top down. Vivek, Elon, Trump. Maybe a little bit of Democratic strategy. If you're interested in that, make sure that you like, subscribe, and leave a comment and tell me what you want to talk about so that I can give you guys a little bit more on next week's episode of The Lunch Break. So let's get started. Vivek got fucking fired on his day off after his bullshit in his campaign against the whites over Christmas break. They packed him up and they sent him to Ohio. I couldn't imagine of a worse place to be sent to after getting fired. Poor Vivek, especially because he's damn correct. Deepseek was released last week, and that just proves that white Americans, y'all are not the merit hires, y'all. You guys, Silicon Valley is a multi-billion, I think it's $1 trillion industry. And y'all got outplayed and outgunned and outdone by Chinese engineers for a fraction, not even a fraction of the price. I thought y'all was the merit hires. What happened? We losing the plot. Tony Stark built this suit in a cave, pretty much. Not to say that Chinese people are in caves, but in terms of funding, Silicon Valley is Shangri-La, and the Chinese engineering lab that they produce Deepseek in is pretty much this damn studio, in terms of cost. So yeah, Vivek, you was right to call them out on their culture of incompetency. And I don't even think that white Americans are just dumb inherently. I think people are squashing and squandering the talent of a lot of engineers in this country for a profit motive. Why spend money on making something innovative and developing something that actually works when you can just give the appearance of money, and all these investors and all these venture capitalists are going to invest in you anyway because they don't understand a damn thing about the tech industry. That's what I think is happening. It's money laundering. Silicon Valley is a money laundering scheme. I said it. Speaking of y'all favorite Silicon Valley dork, Elon Musk literally threw up a freaking Nazi salute. And now he started a trend. And the ADL fucking endorsed it. That is nuts. This is not on my bingo card, folks. I can't even demonstrate the damn salute that he did because it's a fucking Nazi salute. And anybody that says it's not is fucking stupid. Let's talk about y'all president and his executive orders, because he's trying to flood the zone with a lot of bullshit and inefficiency, and it's freaking annoying seeing all this news about these executive orders for dumb shit, changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. As a geographer, this makes no sense to me. There was no reason to do that. A waste of freaking taxpayer dollars for whoever had to draft that memo and draft that executive order. But yeah. He signed a bunch of executive orders. Probably the worst one that he signed was the federal funding freeze that he did last week, and then rescinded it, and then halfway unrescinded it on Twitter via his press secretary, who again is another idiot. How do we go from the last press secretary to this, literally wearing, we're not going to go too much on it. This is going to be a short episode. Again, we're giving you chunks so that you can have something to listen to over your lunch break. But America, I'm not going to say we're cooked because honestly, I think this will be the great awakening of Republicans once they see how inefficient the Republican Party is, specifically MAGA is. I think Republicans want to reclaim their party. And everybody's scared of getting primaries. Billionaires, where are the rest of y'all at? Elon Musk got more money than all of y'all. All these right-wing Republican donors have more money than the rest of y'all. Why don't y'all fund a primary to get regular Republicans back in politics? These Republican politicians are terrified that they're going to get primaried and then held accountable by law. That doesn't exist. Y'all letting this man change the Constitution right in front of y'all face. Politicians, like, it's kind of a conundrum here. When Democrats are in office, Congress and the Supreme Court got all the power. When Republicans are in office, specifically Trump, the executive has all the power. What's the real answer here, folks? Either the president is the most important or the least important. It can't be both at the same time. And Democrats need to stop playing by the same handbook. Like, what the hell did we do for the last 4 years? Well, I know what y'all did for the last 4 years, the federal judges. But when somebody doesn't care about the law or the interpretation of the law or the passing of legislation, what good does these judges do? What do we do? But yeah, I think other strategies that we're seeing on a local and sort of more communal level is what I told you guys should have been doing for the long run, which is taking back the Bible and empowering the power of Christ against these MAGA devils, to be honest with y'all. Like, there was a video, I think I might play it here.
Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away.
And they're literally uncomfortable. J.D. Vance, his wife, and Trump and their whole family, they're literally looking back and forth like, what do we do? They're being so political. No, that's what Jesus believes, and that's what Jesus teaches. Y'all feel uncomfortable because y'all don't align with Jesus. Democrats need to do more of that. You need to resonate to something that they believe in. Start giving them scripture when they are misaligned with what the Bible teaches. Because a lot of the things that Trump is trying to get enacted do not align with my Jesus. Seriously, I don't know what Bible y'all are reading, but that's not the Christian way. Last thing I want to talk about is DEI, and I think I already touched on it. That's all I got for y'all. This is a quick little lunch break, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.